Madam Speaker, let me share a little story. I have 5 children, as some members know. I sometimes forget myself. But anyways, my 3-year-old son recently, he came to me with a wad of US dollars, as it happened. And I knew exactly where he got them from, because I had just been back from a trip to Washington and I had left the money on the counter. And so he says, "Daddy, look what I got." I said, "Oh." And then he very generously said to me, "Daddy, I'll give you one." And I said, "Well, that's great, but where did you get it from?" Right? And I think that's how Canadians feel when this government offers them more money. They say, "Hey, we're going to be generous. We're going to give more money away to people." But Canadians are asking, "Where did you get this money from?" Because the government doesn't generate any money of its own. Government doesn't work to produce money. Government takes money from taxpayers and then redistributes it. So just as, when my son, 3-year-old, I know he's not going out and working and earning that money and generously offering it to me. I know he's finding it somewhere around the house, right? When the government says, "Well, we're going to give more money," the point is, well, they've clearly had to find it somewhere around the house. And this is the issue with this government, is they want everyone to see how generous they're being. We're giving away more. We're giving, the Deputy Prime Minister said in question period the other day, we're giving $1,000 to these families and $500 to these families. But Canadians are asking, well, where is that money coming from? We've run up more debt under this Prime Minister than we ran up in the entire country's history prior to 2015. That's incredible to me. More debt under this Prime Minister than in the country's entire history from 1867 up until 2015. And this is driving the challenges in terms of cost of living and inflation, and then their solution to the problem that they caused is to do more of the same. We have inflation because of high taxes, high borrowing, high spending. Well, let's try to solve that problem through more taxes, more borrowing, and more spending, Madam Speaker. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Their approach is going to cost more, and any of these giveaways that they're promising to Canadians, any of these $500 here, $1,000 here, this is real money. This is very significant money for people, but people also, I think, understand that A, that money comes from somewhere, and B, that those dollars are eaten up every day by higher prices. The same government that is saying, well, we're gonna do more of these spending items is actually eroding the value of that money as they're handing it out. So this is a failed policy. Again, doubling down on the same failed approach of more borrowing, more taxes, and more spending is not going to achieve a different result. It's just inflation from start to finish. This is what we predicted 2 years ago. That's what we're seeing now, and that's what's going to be further exacerbated by these new policies.